Guten Tag, meine Brüder und Schwestern. Guten Tag, die kleinen Kinder. Guten Tag, die Jungen und die Mädchen. Ich werde jetzt auf Englisch sprechen. I have a small request. The people who are sitting at the back, could you kindly move in the front? Could you kindly move a little bit in the front? The reason I am telling you this, die Leute sitzen in die Hinten, bitte ein bisschen in die Vorne kommen, bitte. This congregation is called a satsang. Sat, sang. The keywords being sat and sang. Sat means basically good and sang means company. So since you have been kind enough to allow us to have your good company, why would you deny us the same pleasure by being away from us? So that's why I asked you to come together, to come closer. I will be presenting my talk in English, by the way, because my German is extremely limited, so I would apologize for that beforehand. When I was first approached to present this talk, or rather assigned the privilege of presenting this talk, I wondered what kind of an analogy I can present today in this talk so that I can fully, comprehensively, best introduce my master, my guru, Sri Thakur, my beloved Sri Thakur. Then I remembered I had read a short story from a famous Argentinian author, Jorge Luis Borges. This short story is called The Library of Babel. This is the philosophical story of the Library of Babel. The author in this story imagines a vast, infinite library composed of all and every kind of book made up of various kinds of combinations of characters, spaces, punctuations, and all kinds of alphabets. So it's essentially an infinitely chaotic library. The way the author concludes this book is that he says that the librarians of this particular library are wondering how good it would be if we had a single book which could actually denominate, or which could instruct, or which could catalog, which could guide us to all the contents of this book. Now let's extrapolate this scenario to the current state of human existence. As Homo sapiens, we have evolved from instinctive beings to individuals with will, intellect. This has led humanity to peaks of technological evolution. However, at the same time, the same technological and limitless scientific innovation without a moral compass has resulted in dysregulation of our complexes and desires, bringing into play things such as anger, unlimited anger, greed, envy, etc. and etc. This in turn has led to bigger issues that are related to environment and of human conflict. Today, as humanity goes from one crisis to the other, just as the librarians of Babel searched for a single book to understand all other books, humanity also calls out for a leader of humankind, a master, a guru, a prophet who can navigate humanity through the treacherous dark pathways it has put itself in. For me and several people across the world, that leader, that master, that guru, that prophet is Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. Once when an American devotee asked Thakur, when are prophets born? Why are prophets born? He said, as I understand, the son of the God, the sudden mutation is invoked by the anguished, concentrated urge of the people. He then is conceived and born as the prophet. He is, I believe, the miracle in flesh and blood who shoots from above for the people below. For me, Thakur's ideology at its most fundamental core originates from the idea of pure love and empathy. Thakur says, life is life, love is faith, love is Lord, love is a lead to active progress, love is God and His incarnation. With pure love and empathy, Thakur shows a way to regain the sense of universal brotherhood by following first the principles of universal fatherhood. He says that love exalts the will uphill, essentially suggesting that it's only when we develop love for the universal father that we are able to empathize and connect universally to our worldly brethren and to our nature. The love and empathy in turn creates a will to actively serve our nature and fellow being, which then has the potential to achieve the utopian ideal of universal brotherhood. To do so, Thakur suggested 5 different principles of existence and growth. The first and perhaps the most important is Ishtabiti, which is a devout, consistent oblation presented to our Master on a daily basis that awakens and sustains the bond of love between the disciple and Master through symbolic dependency. The other principles include Jajan, which is essentially incorporation and demonstration of the Master's essence through one's own example and behavior. Then there is Jajan, which involves psychophysical meditative exercises that address our neuroendocrine system and result in the regulation of our complexes. Then you have aspects such as Swasthani and Sadachar, which involve mental, spiritual, and physical practices that contribute to the overall holistic health of an individual. Before I end my talk, I would like to reiterate 2 points. Firstly, Thakur's ideology, although originating from the purest form of love, is actually steeply integrated with reason, logic, and scientific inquiry. Thakur was never for orthodox rigidity or superstition. As he said, miracle is the mirage of ignorance. Thakur saw no discordance between faith and reason, and in a remarkable statement he said, the ladder of faith through which one can reach step by step a desired extremity may be called reason. Secondly, we consider Thakur as our living ideal. That is because of 2 reasons. Firstly, Thakur did not simply preach. Rather, he demonstrated the ideology through his own life. And secondly, even with the passing away of his mortal life, Thakur lives within us through the tradition of Acharya Parampara or Acharya tradition, or the one who teaches through his conduct. Currently, Thakur's great grandson, Sri Arpuditya Chakravarti, also reveredly known as Sri Acharya Dev, is the living embodiment of Thakur's essence and ideology, who shows us the way in this increasingly complex world. Now, our dearest Sarojda will basically summarize the whole talk in Hindi.
जो अभी वक्तव्य अहिदा ने दिया उनका मैं सारांश हिंदी में देने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ। तो हिंदी का सारांश ये है, श्री श्री ठाकुर की विचारधारा का सार प्रेम में निहित है। वह प्रेम जो मनुष्य के उसके आदर्श के प्रति आकर्षक एवं निर्देशित करता है, और वह प्रेम जो सार्वभौमिक पितृत्व के माध्यम से मानवता पर सार्वभौमिक भाईचारे की छाप डालता है। हालांकि श्री श्री ठाकुर की विचारधारा प्रेम के शुद्धतम रूप से उत्पन्न हुई है, जिसमें जजन, जाजन, इष्टवृत्ति, स्वास्थ्यायनी और सदाचार के 5 मुख्य सिद्धांत शामिल हैं। वो तर्क और वैज्ञानिक जांच से गहराई से जुड़े हुए हैं। श्री श्री ठाकुर हमारे जीवन आदर्श हैं क्योंकि उन्होंने अपनी विचारधारा को अपने जीवन में से प्रदर्शित किया है। उनके नश्वर जीवन काल के बाद भी उनका सारी आचार परंपरा के माध्यम से सन्निहित है। वर्तमान में इस परंपरा को उनके परपोते श्री श्री अर्कद्युति चक्रवर्ती, जिन्हें हम श्री श्री आचार्य देव के नाम से भी जाना जाता है, द्वारा कायम रखा जा रहा है। धन्यवाद।
जय गुरु।